Their announcement has said that for the next year, testing is going to be optional, and the same thing for a class of 2022. They're exploring the option of going test blind after that, and then eventually moving away completely from the SAT or ACT, and then either creating their own test or completely doing away with standardized testing. So for my students, what I've been advising them, especially for my sophomores, is that you are still going to take the test, and we want you to plan for testing like normal. And so this is the summer between sophomore and junior year, that they would actually get ready for testing, because the reality also is that the UC is one school system. It comprises of 9 schools. There are thousands of schools within the United States who have not gotten rid of the testing requirement. And so I think it's still really important for students to continue to plan for testing unless we see a tremendous drop in, schools that are requiring standardized testing. Then we'll have to think about things differently. But I don't see that being the case right now. For juniors, most of our juniors had actually finished most of their standardized testing up to this point. There were some juniors that, obviously had their tests canceled in March, May, or June of this year. And so we're recommending that they do their test. They plan to take their test in either August, September, or October of fall of senior year. And so for those kids, even though some schools have moved to a test optional policy, we're still recommending it to them. The more positive information that students can send in, the better for their applications. And one of the concepts we talk about in our office is relative to their peers. And so if their peers are going to be sending in testing, those kids don't want to be at a disadvantage. Now, there are some students who we have always known will never take the SAT because the only schools in consideration are schools that are test optional. That's a different set of kids that we're thinking about. But for kids who had always planned for standardized testing to be part of their application, we're still planning for it to be part of their application. It's going to be for our youngest students, our 8th and 9th graders, that we're still in a little bit of a holding pattern when it comes to either the SAT or ACT, but it's too early for them really to be thinking about these exams anyways, with the exception of a couple kids here and there. And so for those kids, we'll probably have them do their diagnostics and see what they're doing. And if they're doing really well, we'll probably have them take the test, because I do still believe that standardized testing is going to be around in 5 years. Because it's a point of information for colleges that they really need.